For the past 48 hours, Australia has been under attack by a pro-rape internet troll who's threatening to come to our country. What he has to say is intentionally shocking, and it's had many of us taking to social media to express our outrage. And that's why this is something that we shouldn't talk about. OK, let's agree on a few things. This guy here, Dariush Velizadeh, or Rush V, is sexist, provocative, homophobic, elitist, smug and offensive. He says things like,
"Fat girls are simply unattractive, so why should you waste time dating a fat chick? It seems like a race to the bottom for every girl to look as homely as possible. They don't know how to be sexy and feminine, only trashy and slutty."
Right now, you're probably screaming at the television, "What a vile, obnoxious and judgmental pig."
They would say that I'm the ugliest, hairiest man beast in the entire world.
I stand corrected. But before you let your outrage fly, you should also know that this man-beast is also intelligent, calculating, manipulative and focused almost entirely on one thing, increasing his public profile. Rush, who markets himself as a pickup artist and author, has a formula, and it goes like this. First, he says some things of varying levels of offensiveness. He might oddly obsess about women's footwear, unintentionally revealing more about himself than the women he's criticising.
They wear flip-flops when they're not in the beach, not at the pool, or not in their house. They take off their work shoes and put on dirty sneakers. They have no idea how much of a slob they look when they do this. They rarely wear high heels, one of the most feminine behaviors that a woman can do.
Or he might take to his blog to advocate for making rape legal, writing things like, "I propose that we make the violent taking of a woman not punishable by law when done off public grounds." And it's that sort of revolting, provocative statement that catches our attention, not so much the shoe fetish stuff. And once Rush has our attention, he announces that he intends to visit a country for a meet-up with like-minded man-beasts. In July last year, he announced he would head to Canada to give some paid speeches, and Canada lost its mind.
OK, we have to talk about Rush V.
Legalizing rape.
He was confronted by an angry crowd outside of a bar.
Oh, yeah.
And once the mainstream media takes the bait, Rush trolls the public through his various social media channels, revelling in the free publicity and extending the life of the news story.
The past week, 35,000 Canadians tried to prevent me entry into the country.
Having manufactured this outrage, Rush uses the spotlight on him to sell books and no doubt plan his next speaking engagement, where he'll entertain his audience with an arrangement of words that would not be out of place were they scrawled misspelt on the back of a piss-soaked, broken public toilet door. We know all of this because on his website, Rush told us, "My work has received massive coverage in the mainstream media. I have triggered entire nations, particularly Iceland, Denmark, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania and Colombia. I've also been written about in Poland, Norway, England and Australia." Yep. This week, Rush decided it was our turn, and I know it hurts Australia, but like everyone before us, we took the bait. A well-placed article about a planned meet-up in Sydney, which referenced Rush's legal rape statement, which, by the way, he made in February last year, was followed by social media outrage. And, like a worm eating its tail, mainstream media reported on the outrage.
Outrage is growing over the comments of a controversial American author.
Anyone who encourages violence against women isn't welcome here.
Sexist, provocative, homophobic, elitist, smug and offensive. So naive. All the while, Rush keeps the story going, provoking anyone with a social conscience and a social media account to match. So, how do we beat him? Well, if you really hate what this man-beast does, I challenge you to join me by hijacking his campaign. Instead of linking to articles about Rush or responding to his calculated, vile tweets, which just keep him trending, I challenge you to click something else. Specifically, click on your social media and share a link to Lou's Place. This is a women's refuge in Sydney. You've never heard of them because they don't troll people with deliberately outrageous sexist comments. And they're not pumped up, self-important media hacks who give trolls like that attention. They actually do amazing work, and they receive no ongoing government funding. They rely on donations from people like you. So if you really can't stand this guy, click on your online banking, punch in your digits and donate some money using the details on your screen. Let's hijack everything this guy stands for and click something else.